Hi friends, and today let us discuss the AS13 investment accounts. I say from ICA study material illustration 1 we can discuss. Already complete theory part related to investments account we discussed and already it is uploaded. So before solving all these sums, just definitely you should watch the theory part. So it is in and around 35 minutes theory part is there. So if you are very strong in theory part, very simple and easy to handle all the sums. Okay. So fixed income bearing securities and variable income bearing securities. Generally these two type of investment accounts we require to open. Let us see that first problem. In 2011, Messrs. Y Limited issued 12% fully paid debentures, 100 rupees each, interest bearing fixed income bearing securities, debentures in the sense, and compulsorily while purchasing and selling you should find the cum rx word, cum interest or x interest. If nothing is mentioned you can say it is x interest. Payable for every half year, 30th September and 31st March, they are following financial year, they will pay the interest for every September 30 and March 31st. Okay. So what we have done, on 1st December 2012, Messrs. Bull and Bear purchased 10,000 of these debentures, each 101 rupee in the market. Come interest price, and also there is a brokerage 1%. I said that brokerage always to be added in case of purchases. It is to be deducted in case of sales. And 1% brokerage of come interest and amount of the purchase. Okay. On December 1st, we bought the 10,000 debentures in the market, Bull and Bear. And on 1st of March 2013, the firm sold all these investment at 106 rupees come interest price, again 1% brokerage. Simply very simple. So we bought the investment. After some period, we sold those investments in the market. While purchasing the investments, enter investments to bank. While selling the investments, bank to investment. But very importantly, while selling the investments, so we need to calculate the profit loss, and if there is a loss, entry P&L to investment, if there is a gain, investments to P&L, that's all. And very simple, just bought the investment and sold investments. Very importantly, whenever you purchase the investments, till the date of sale, in between the period, if interest date is intervened, then obviously you have to receive the interest, because these are all fixed income bearing securities. If you purchase the investments and till the date of sale, in between if interest date is intervened, so then you have to obviously you have to collect the interest, because these are all fixed bearing securities. Okay. So therefore I am going to put the heading like in the books of Bull and Bear. Bull and Bear is going to purchase the investments in Y Limited. So in the books of Bull and Bear, investments account we are opening for a period of from 1st December to 1st March. Because generally for year ending you have to prepare, but here need not to prepare, because they are following December 1st purchased, and March 1st itself they are sold. So there you can, therefore you can prepare till March 1st itself. After March 1st you need not to prepare, because no, you are not having investments with you. So 12% debentures we are purchasing from Messrs. Y Limited, particularly in case of fixed income bearing securities. Every time you may mention these columns. What are the columns? So date particulars. Amount, you may have two columns, nominal value and cost incurred. Nominal value and cost incurred. Nominal value means whenever you purchase any debentures, bonds, their face value you have to take here. How much you paid towards the debenture, how much cost incurred while purchasing, that is to be recorded here. Generally while purchasing debentures or bonds, you have to pay accrued interest which is not yet due. Accrued but not due interest you have to pay, and already said that what is accrued but not due. Say example, company here it is paying for every September and March. Say example, I am going to purchase on November 1st. Company already paid on September 30. October, November, October, after September 30, October is 1 month. Say example, I am purchasing on November 1st. For October month interest which we call accrued but not due. While purchasing on November 1st in the market, and September 30th company paid already interest. So October already passed after interest. November 1st I am purchasing. So 1 month interest I have to pay, and then I should purchase. So while purchasing I have to pay towards cost of investment, and I have to pay which is accrued but not due interest. Even while selling also same, I have to receive cost of investment and I have to receive interest from him which is accrued but not due. that interest also have to receive while selling. Okay, in both the cases it is like that. So go to the in the books of Bull and Bear investment account for the period December 1st to purchase has taken place, sale has taken place on that day. So date, particulars, nominal value, one column for interest and another column for cost. Same columns are other side also. Very important point is interest is always to be calculated on the face value or nominal value. Remember that. Okay. Right. Look at that. Whenever purchase has taken place on December 1st. So whenever December 1st, 2012, December 1st, 2012, whenever investments are bought, investments account returned to bank account. How many investments are purchased? 10,000. Face value 100 rupees. 10,000 into 100 rupees, 10 lakhs. Write in the nominal value column. Let us check how to write in the cost column and how to what is the amount you have to write in the interest column. Go to the working notes. So working notes, first one, December 1st, 2012, purchase of 10,000 debentures. Purchase of 10,000 debentures. Okay. I can say 10,000 debentures are purchased into, at what rate we purchased? 101. 10,000 into 101, this is 10 lakhs, 10,000. And there is always, I said that brokerage should be added while purchases. The brokerage is always 1%. Brokerage at the rate of 1%. That would be 10,100. 10,100. Okay, so it is mentioned that this is what is the amount I pay towards the purchase of 10,000 debentures in the market, but which includes interest. It is mentioned that it is cum interest. Cum interest means in this particular price, interest is also included. Let us say total here it would be 10,20,100. Okay, so but if it is said like X interest, this is only paid towards cost of debentures, interest to be paid separately. But it is mentioned cum interest, which means it includes element of interest also. Therefore, interest to be calculated and to be deducted. Less interest. Interest always I said that to be calculated on face value. 10 lakhs into, look at percentage. What is the percentage? 12%. 12% into how many months? Earlier paid on September 30th. October, November, December, first 2 months. 2 by 12. Okay, now let us calculate that. 10 lakhs into 12% into 2 by 12. Amount it looks 20,000. Okay, out of this 20,000 only paid for interest, which indicates 10 lakhs 100 paid for cost of investment. Therefore, write in the cost of investment, cost column 10 lakh 100. 10 lakh 100, interest column 20,000. Okay, that's all. Simply what happened, next transaction it is given that on the 1st March these investments are completely sold away. Okay, entire investments are sold. Simply bank to investments, in the investments by bank. That is March 1st, 2012, by bank, within bracket sale. It is mentioned that how investments are sold, entire investments are sold. Therefore, their nominal value obviously 10 lakhs. Okay, come back to the working note, second one. March 1st, 2012, sale of 10,000 debentures. Okay, very simple to work out. 10,000 debentures sold at the rate of 106 rupees. 10,000 into 106. 10,000 into 106, multiply that, the resulting amount 10 lakh 60,000. And I said that brokerage here should be deducted. In case of purchase, add, in case of sale, minus brokerage at the rate of 1%. That is 10,600. Then this is 10 lakhs 49,400. 10 lakhs 49,400. Okay, then interest is to be calculated. It is also mentioned come interest while selling this. This is the amount what I am receiving, but it includes the element of interest also. That interest to be removed, remaining amount I can say received towards cost of investment. So it is also come interest. Interest to be calculated in this manner. 10 lakhs into 12% into earlier paid on September 30, but I am selling in the market on March 1st, so that I have to receive for 5 months, which is accrued but not due. Okay, so till March 1st, in the sense October, November, December, January, February, 5 months, 5 by 12. I have to receive while selling those investments. But once I sell, and at the end of one more, after September is completed, March is completed, he can receive 6 months interest. But of course he paid to me 5 months, but he will receive 6 months interest after 1 month later. So therefore I have to receive the interest for a period of 5 months. Therefore it will be like this: 10 lakhs into 12% into 5 by 12. So this is a resulting amount 50,000. I am receiving 50,000 towards interest out of 10,49,400. If I receive 50,000 towards interest, I can say 9,99,400. 400 is for cost of investments I received. Okay, so therefore while selling the investments I have to 10,000 investments was sold at 106 rupees, 10,60,000. In case of sales, brokerage to be deducted, therefore deducted, that is what I am getting, 10,49,400, which includes the element of interest also, because it is given come interest. Interest to be calculated on the nominal value or face value at 12%, because earlier company paid on September 30th, so that obviously I am selling on March 1st, so that I have to receive from the party to whom I am selling 5 months interest, which is accrued but not due. Okay, so that is 50,000. Therefore you may write in the interest column 50,000, and in the 50,000 cost column you may write 9,99,400. 9,99,400. Obviously you can close the nominal value column. Entire investments are being sold, and moreover interest, net of interest will go to the P&L account as income. So credit total, I received 5 months interest, but I paid 2 months interest while purchasing. So net of my income is 3 months, and it will go to P&L account 30,000. And March 1st 2012 to profit and loss account. Net of interest, here I have to write 30,000 rupees. Net of interest will go to the profit and loss account, which is 30,000 rupees. Nominal value column simply being closed both the sides. I paid while purchasing, I paid 2 months interest accrued but not due, but while selling I received 5 months interest. Okay, the difference 3 months is my net income, and which is transferred to my P&L account. And obviously I have to, while selling the investments, I need to know the profit loss. Just that profit loss should be transferred to the P&L account once again. But normally we need to go for working notes, but here not necessary, because I purchased investments at 10,100,000, but I sold at 9,99,400 rupees. So I sold it lesser than the cost. Then obviously there is a loss. The difference amount is looking 700. That is a loss, for which entry P&L account at investments. In the investments by P&L, within bracket loss 700 rupees. Okay, if the number of investments are there, only a part of investments are sold, then we need to go for working notes to calculate profit loss. But here not necessary. Cost incurred 10,100,000, sold at 9,99,400. So there is a loss of 700. P&L to investments. In the investments by P&L, 700 rupees. Just go for total both the sides. This is 10,100,000, 10,100,000. That's all. That is a simple way to handle the first sum. And definitely I can say that if you are very strong in the given theory part, explained, I think, completely around 30-35 minutes theory part. If you are thoroughly watch that theory part, you can handle almost all the sums very comfortably. The way in which we solved here, each and every sum we can handle in the similar way. Okay, so and refer the theory part, and thereafter only you can try to work out the sums. We can discuss the second problem in the next class. Okay, bye.